Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's a beautiful day this October 21st, and I think it's about time to do a full garden tour. We've been really busy here lately. As you can see, this is actually outside the garden. It's a lot of grass. We've been so busy we need to shift over one compost pile here. Needs to go over into this bin so we can start flipping some of these others, but you can see we're just like way over full. We moved this tarp here yesterday and we're cleaning the grass out here. This is really what's taking so much time. We'll start up here at the top. We've got our little sweet potatoes, a couple in here. The potatoes are pretty good size. She wants to let them grow a little bit longer. These potatoes that are in these containers here, some of them are starting to die back, and we've been harvesting some of the blue and purple potatoes. The ginger and the turmeric are going strong. We've pulled a little bit of this ginger out of this one, but it's really going strong. We have this real late batch of cucumbers, and we'll see how this is going to do. I've noticed in here when I get to looking at them, they're just now starting to put some female buds. They hadn't opened up yet, but so it's fixing to start flowering for some cucumbers. This is straight eights. She came in here, she trimmed up this okra. This was the late batch, so it's considerably shorter. This here's, it's getting up about 7.5 foot tall in the tallest ones. She had some potatoes that were wanting to grow, so she said we'll just put these out. And yes, it's going to get cold. They might get frost, but we have row covering. We're going to see if we can get a really late crop out of this. Now we have green beans over here. We have a row of green beans. We have some mustard at this end of this row, and then turnips the rest of the way. Another row of green beans, and then some mustard and turnips that we have kind of harvested most out. We'll harvest the rest out this Friday. But the green beans on this row, these ones here are just now, they're almost ready to pick. A couple more days, they'll be picked. Now these are some of the Craig's Grandes, and there's kind of a mixture of the way that they performed. I don't know if it's disease or what on some of these, but anyway, they are producing some. We have a few more potatoes, or she stuck in an empty spot that was over there. And we have some hatch green chilies here, a few of them, and then we have some serranos. Now our Abe Lincoln Tomatoes, they aren't looking too awfully good. The greenhouse, still hadn't got this one planted. We got some lettuce that's ready to go in. The asparagus, this first year for this bed. These that we planted root are really going strong. And I can't complain about the ones we put in for seed here. They're really doing good too. Now we got 2 rows of carrots. We've got some redskins here, and then we have some black nebula here. These black nebula are from seeds I saved. Now I did do a little experiment when I planted these. I didn't cover these rows, I just watered them so they got covered with whatever from there. And this row here I covered, and as you can see, there's not much difference. In fact, there's a few places in this row that might be a little bit lighter, but basically I'm going to say it doesn't matter whether you cover them or not. Now I did cover the whole row, but as far as I didn't cover the seeds with dirt. Over here yesterday we put our leek in. Right here we're clearing out this row, and we'll be putting in some onions on the rest of it. These are our earlier crop of green beans. They're just about played out. This is where we had our giant Japanese red mustard. As you can see, we have a lot of little bitty ones coming in because we reseeded this. We harvested them all out. Some of them did grow back, but a lot of them didn't. And these are where our turnips are. We've left these. They're starting to form turnips on there, so it won't be long. They'll be ready. Now this next row here is garlic. And the bottom is garlic too, but this is planted from nodules off of elephant garlic. And it tends to be a little slower to germinate. It might not even pop up this fall. It might be possibly in the spring when it starts coming up. But right here, this is other green beans. Now those over there are Kentucky Wonders, and the 2 rows back over here are Kentucky Wonders. These are Blue Lake. Now, the problem with Blue Lake is that they want to send out a lot of runners. They're supposed to be a bush, but they tend to have kind of a vining tendency, so they run out more. You get very little of that with the Kentucky Wonders. Now this here's garlic too. This is still starting to come up. It hadn't quite germinated all the way. Our early okra, which it's definitely got some size on it. This row here is garlic too. This is elephant garlic. It's got a real good stem. The peppers are doing pretty good over here. This was all grass in an earlier video. We've got this bed cleaned back out, and we had a 6-foot walkway between here. We took and cut this down and put a 2-foot bed in here because the way we originally had this set up, we won't need that anymore. Now we do have some more peppers here in our eggplant, which are still hanging in there. This here was some more garlic. This was some that came up from last year's garlic, and we moved it up here. We have some little onion bulbs that we planted that were small onions that we pulled up when we harvested our onions, and we just planted them out, and they're starting to grow. And in here we've also got some more of the nodules from the elephant garlic, so it might be a while on that. Now today I pulled up what potatoes there were here, and we had some yellow squash. Now the yellow squash did not do good at all. We just had bad luck with yellow squash, so we're going to replant this. We'll probably put carrots down this side of the greenhouse. Our tomatoes are all doing fine. It's 10 foot to that crossbar, so to give you an idea of how well they're doing, and you can see how loaded up these are. We've been harvesting some of the cherry tomatoes. Now we had some rutabagas. We need to get these out, and this lettuce needs to go in the greenhouse. The rutabagas will go over in this bed. Also, we have some collards and some dinosaur kale. These will also go in that bed, and then we have some cabbage we need to get out. Here's our onions, which we have quite a few, as you can see. We'll end up, these are only 2 weeks old, so it'll probably be, we'll give them at least another 3 weeks, I know, before we start sorting them out, but it could be a little bit longer. Down here, we have a little neglected cherry pepper. It fell over, and then we have another one next to it. This was mainly for seed this year, so and so I've got that going on, and it's pretty good. These are the Craig's Grande that's in here, and we've been harvesting some off of here. They make a really good pepper for if you're going to stuff a jalapeno. Now I don't stuff it with cream cheese. I got to have some steak in mine, and steak, a little mushroom on top, and wrap that thing in bacon, and there you go. Now, for those of you that want cream cheese, well, that's fine. Now, these here started out with 15, ended up with 3. These are a French bean, and the main thing these are for is seed. They really make a big bean. We've got some I'll need to get up there and harvest. I just harvest them when they start turning yellow. And I'll have plenty of seed for next year. That should be a good dry bean for storage. All these down here and partially over here are cherry tomatoes. I have black cherries at this end, and occasional straggler of something else in there. I have some red cherries. This looks more like a grape tomato than a regular cherry. I have the yellow pears. This is a cherry tomato, one that I saved seeds from, and it tends to do really good as far as size goes for a cherry tomato. And then we have these here. These are red pears. They get their name because, as you can see on a lot of them, they look like a pear, but they're starting to ripen up. These are a beefsteak variety. They're really meaty tomato. And we have some Amish paste up here. We've been harvesting a few of these too. They're a little slow, but they're taking off. This row over here is celebrities, and they're doing okay. Nothing fantastic. Of course, it is the late time of the year, so it's not like spring. Over here, and I need to get out here and harvest a few cucumbers. These are still producing some, but as you can see, they've given way from the top. Their little tendrils just can't hold on, same as in the last update. My cilantro is starting to bolt up into seed, so I'll have to pull it up. I'm going to put in some more of it. I have neglected all my little plants here, so pretty much they're gone. My onions are ready to be taken out and transplanted, and then I'll plant this bed. Got a little parsley here. I need to plant some more. It kind of likes cool weather. This here, we cleaned all the grass, but it did have some grass trying to come back up, same as with this row. We'll get in here, and we've got to pull up the rest of these T-pipes that was supports, and then we'll get that grass, and then we'll put some compost on that row. That'll take care of it. And we'll put row protection in here because we're going to need these rows pretty soon. Our strawberries, we're getting occasional strawberries. I still haven't got down here and started potting up these runners. I'm going to have to just dedicate a day so I can do that, because I got to replant where grass took over and I lost quite a few of my plants. But I still have good stock, and I have a lot of runners if I just get after it. Our roselle, it's going crazy. It's kind of fell over, but it definitely will produce more calyx than we'll probably want. We've got our broccoli set in here. In fact, looks like it's not liking the transplant, so I have to come in here and water it here in just a few minutes. The peppers on both sides, sweet peppers over here, and then we have the hot peppers over here. They all seem to not like the temperature here lately. Now this row we're going to we'll do a little compost on it and get it ready. The only part of the garden that we really have grass now is this section over here, and we'll work on it, but we really haven't tarped it down, which we probably need to do it, save some time, but it looks like we're a little bit late to get rid of the seed bank, so we're just going to have to fight with them this year. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the garden tour, and as you can see, we're trying to get ready for winter. It's not quite here, but we're trying to get prepped ahead of time. If you want to see more of my videos, just hit that subscribe, hit that bell so you'll be notified, and give it a big thumbs up if you like it. Happy gardening.